Hello, and welcome to the Scooby Zone, the podcast where I'll bet you a donut as we watch a bit of Scooby-Doo media. I'm Rob.
And I'm Katie.
And today we'll be watching Bedlam in the Big Top, episode 10 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Wow, episode 10. We're getting there, guys. We're moving on up.
Yeah, we're hitting the big time.
In the big top?
Exactly.
Yep. Oh, man. All right.
All right. You guys can find us at the Scooby Zone on Facebook, the Scooby Zone podcast on Instagram, at the Scooby Zone on X, and you can always email us any comments, questions, concerns, and whatever you want at scoobyzonepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Going on about stuff like, let us know on how you guys want us to handle when we get to where the Laugh Olympics would be.
Yep.
If you want us to cover all 24 episodes.
I think so.
Of that individually, or just do one big, huge thing. You can also let us know on your thoughts and feelings on how we should tackle Velma when we get that far into the future.
Yeah, that'll be a while, so we'll see.
If we don't cancel ourselves first before that.
Yeah, if we don't do that. We'll see. That'll be a long time into the future, I think.
Yeah.
Be a while, guys. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a lot more better series to watch before that.
Oh yeah, definitely better series to watch. Like the one we're watching right now is one of the best ones.
We're at episode 10.
I know, we're episode 10 already. We're cruising.
We're more than halfway through the first season of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Yeah.
Because first season only had 17 episodes.
Yeah.
And there's only 25 total for this series.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's weird to think that we are
almost getting through it.
Yeah. And we've also haven't really encountered a lot of what we consider to be staples of Scooby.
No, we haven't yet.
And granted, I know, things like the musical chase sequences weren't until, season 2.
Right.
But, Velma's only lost her glasses, what, twice?
I think so. Only a few times, not that many.
Yeah.
And we always known her to lose her glasses.
And I have yet to see the Mystery Machine breakdown.
That's true. Well, that should be coming up in later episodes.
Yeah, I know for sure there's one for sure in season 2.
Yep. Yeah, one for sure.
Yeah, before that, I don't
really think there is any other ones in.
It's been a while since I've watched any real bit of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, outside of what we've watched for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of fun not watching some of these older things I know we're going to be getting to quickly.
Yep.
Getting to experience them back with somewhat fresh eyes.
Right, yeah, somewhat. Yep.
But no, we're having fun.
Definitely having fun, guys.
So, what else can we say about this episode before we get into it?
I don't really have anything extra to add. I mean,
yeah,
we'll talk more after we watch the episode.
Yeah, so another quick intro for us.
Yeah.
Eventually these might get a little longer and you guys start emailing us or giving us comments on stuff.
Yep.
But hey.
Hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
We want to interact with you guys,
Right? But, so, we're just going to go ahead. We'll split up, watch the episode on DVD, Blu-ray.
Yep.
Wherever it's available, Guys, get it however you can, however you are comfortable getting it.
That makes sense, however you're comfortable.
I do know that eventually, as of right now, some later things, might not be the most easily accessible.
Yep.
but we will still find a way to watch it to provide you with entertaining conversations about it.
Yes, we will, guys.
But we don't have that problem this week.
Nope. This week I don't see it as a problem for a little bit yet.
So we'll split up, look for some clues, and we'll be right back. And we're back. That was Bedlam in the Big Top.
Yep, definitely a interesting episode.
It is, and it's interesting for a couple of different reasons.
Yes, definitely for a couple of different reasons.
Not my favorite villain.
Probably not, no. I don't think so either. No.
But we'll see how it fares on the Manifest of Monsters later.
Yep, Manifest of Monsters. Yep.
So we open up with, two circus folk riding on a tandem bicycle, in which we then see a ghost clown who does some fingery wiggling things.
Like magic?
Yeah.
Like magic?
And the bike breaks apart.
Yep.
We pan a little further to see the Mystery Machine driving towards the now broken tandem bicycle.
Yep.
And Mystery Inc. notices that the two people on the bike are going out of control and crash into each other.
Yep.
They introduce themselves as Max the Midget and Samson the Strongman.
Yep.
And that they are circus workers who are leaving the circus because it's jinxed.
Definitely jinxed there.
Yep. They tell Mr. Inc. that if they were them, that they would, turn back around and get out of those woods.
Yep. Guy's neck of the woods.
But, Fred driving the Mystery Machine as he does decides,
it doesn't happen.
We're going to the circus.
Yep, definitely.
They go and meet with the circus manager, Mr. Barnstorm, who explains to them that there's been a ghost clown haunting the premises and warns them to leave.
Yep.
As they're talking with Mr. Barnstorm, Scooby kind of wanders off after seeing a shadow.
Yep.
Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy leave.
Of course.
But as they're driving away, they notice that, hey, we forgot Scooby.
Yep.
So they go back while Scooby is being hypnotized in order to do the High Wire Act.
Yep.
They get back to the circus and they immediately split up. Fred and Daphne going one way to look for Scooby. Shaggy and Velma going the other way.
Yep.
Shaggy and Velma walk into the big top.
Yep.
And there they see Scooby on the high wire.
Yep.
They go and try to get Scooby to come down, dragging a trampoline underneath him while Velma goes up.
Yep.
When the ghost clown wakes Scooby up from his trance, Scooby freaks out and falls.
Yep.
Starts jumping on the trampoline to eventually landing in a little funhouse looking
set, I guess.
And he gets tangled up in some balloons and he's falling up.
He's falling up.
In which the ghost clown then takes darts out of his shirt costume thing, throws them at the balloons, popping them to make Scooby fall.
Yep.
Where Shaggy and Velma try to catch him with one of those circular stretcher things.
Something like that. Yeah.
That it breaks his fall enough,
but it doesn't.
But he breaks through it. So at least him hitting the ground isn't as hard as it would have been falling from the original height.
Right.
We cut to where Fred and Daphne are still looking for Scooby because they don't know if Shaggy and Velma
they found him. Yep.
Looking in a costume tent where Fred ends up trapped in the closet.
Yep. Fortunately.
I mean, it's the ascot, really.
It's the ascot. Oh, come on. Oh, man.
There had to be one of these jokes in there
There
somewhere.
had to be that somewhere, I guess. Yep.
And
Mhm.
then Daphne gets hypnotized by the ghost clown
Yep.
to
That
do
happens
a
too.
unicycle act wearing a ballerina outfit.
Yep.
And this is where
Mhm.
a lot of my big concerns with the ghosts of this episode fall into play.
Yep, definitely.
You know, just looking at it from a
Adult.
perspective,
Mhm. Yep.
you know, it's a little questionable. Like, Daphne's the only one who has a costume change when she's hypnotized.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't know what was going on in the people's heads when they were making
I have
this.
no idea either.
Although it was, the 60s, so it may have been simpler times. Who knows?
Yep.
It's Daphne.
It's Daphne, yeah.
Just her luck of the draw.
I guess so.
But Shaggy, Velma, and Scooby see Daphne riding the unicycle. They don't comment about her costume change.
No, they don't mention that at all, which I find pretty interesting. But
they try to stop her by getting the stampede net out, in which she continues to ride through it, throwing Shaggy and Scooby into some instruments, and then chasing them.
Yep, surprisingly enough.
She rides into the animal tent, where she's now riding on top of elephants that are holding each other's tails with their trunks.
Yep. It's weirder yet, guys.
Scooby convinces Adult Elephant to spray Daphne with some water to wake her up from her trance, in which she comments, how did she get in that outfit and why is she soaking wet?
Yep, definitely weird.
Mentions that they were in the costume tent, so they should go look for Fred.
Yep.
So they let him out of the closet.
Oh, great. He gets out of the closet.
In which, they set up a trap to catch the ghost clown.
Yep.
In which it's not really much of a trap. They get one of the circus cages.
Yep.
They're going to have the bait, chase the ghost into the cage.
Yep.
They'll run out the second door, drop it with a rope, trapping the ghost from the other side.
Yep.
And for bait, it's going to be the fastest runner.
Scooby-Doo.
But this time, Scooby doesn't want to. He's got a sprained ankle.
Right, he's got a sprained ankle. Yep.
So take a drink for his injury.
Yep, definitely.
And so, they're not going to waste their time with Scooby snacks this time.
No, definitely not. We're going all out in this one.
A hero sandwich.
A hero sandwich. We don't even know what's on the hero sandwich. It looked kind of weird, like cheese or something. Well, there was obviously lettuce on there, but this looked really weird.
Fred forgets something vitally important.
What?
Shaggy's a track man.
And so he can run.
Expert in track.
He can run and fast.
So Shaggy is going to be bait as well, and they'll just split the sandwich.
Yep.
While they're off being bait, they split up.
Yep.
And Shaggy gets hypnotized to be a lion tamer, where his only costume change is he gets a hat.
He gets a hat. Not as bad, guys.
Yeah. Scooby finds him in with the lion and sees the ghost clown planning on waking Shaggy up to become a snack for the lion with a whistle.
Yep.
Scooby steals the whistle, tries to get Shaggy's attention before waking him up himself.
Yep.
And they run away from the lion. Guys, important. Don't be lion tamers.
Don't be lion tamers, all right? Don't be forced into a cage with a lion either.
Yeah.
That's a safety concern for this episode, guys.
Yeah. They get chased by the ghost.
Yep.
They run it into the cage, which works.
It works.
But after a while, they notice that the ghost is just gone.
Yep.
Fred makes a comment how he would have bet money that they had caught him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Shaggy
gets the brilliant idea.
He gets a brilliant idea for a trap of his own.
Yep.
So he says that he and Scooby will go back out and they'll catch the ghost. They run into the ghost clown.
Yep.
Who then proceeds to try to hypnotize Shaggy and Scooby into thinking they're chimps.
Yep.
But Shaggy and Scooby pull out mirrors.
Yep.
And the ghost hypnotizes himself.
Yep, he hypnotizes
himself. So
they
end up bringing the ghost clown back to the game. Well, the ghost clown thinks he's a chimp. They tie him up, and they find out, that he's a guy named Harry the Hypnotist. He used to work with the circus.
Until he caught him stealing.
Yep, and then was imprisoned. So he dressed as a clown to get revenge.
Well,
the ghost clown that they caught in the cage turned out to be a balloon that was filled with a air cartridge that, could be released when the ghost wanted it to.
Right.
Making it look like he disappeared.
Yep.
We later then see Fred, Daphne, and Velma in the audience at a circus after Mr. Barnstorm has commented that, the circus will open as planned.
Yep.
And they talk about how Shaggy and Scooby have a surprise planned.
Yeah.
Mr. Barnstorm, he introduces Samson, the strong man, who lifts up a giant dumbbell.
Yep.
Which, after he has it lifted up, both ends pop open to reveal Shaggy and Scooby each on one end of it.
Yep.
And that is the end of the episode.
Yep, most definitely.
Pretty straightforward one. It was definitely an episode.
It definitely was an episode. Pretty much.
Not my favorite villain.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll definitely agree with you on that one.
Not just because of the adult perspective on it. Like, I'm just not overly fond of clowns.
Yeah.
They're kind of
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're very I don't know what it is, but they are very easy to just make extremely creepy.
They are. Yep.
Perfect example, Pennywise from It.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know about you, but I almost thought that this clown kind of looked like
He kind of does look like it a little bit, yeah. Maybe that's what they base it off of.
Maybe. But, let's go ahead and get into the fun bits of this recap and everything.
All right.
Our snack intake. We are currently sitting at a total of 19 Scooby snacks plus 1 Shaggy snack.
Yep.
There's no Scooby snacks here.
No, but there's a hero sandwich, so where does that count?
So now we're at 19 Scooby snacks, plus 1 Shaggy snack, plus 1 hero sandwich.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Definitely going to be fun.
So now let's get to... Do we want to do the failure files or the manifest of monsters first?
Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's do the failure first.
All right, we'll get to the Fred Jones failure files.
Shout out.
Special shout out to our fan AJ for providing us with this name.
It's awesome. I actually thought it was really good. So yeah, we're definitely going to keep it. We're keeping it. All right. So definitely good there.
Yeah. All right. At the bottom of the failure files, we have this slide from Never Ape and Ape Man.
Yep. Definitely that one's on there.
You've got the instant suds.
Yep.
Just a pack of dogs running.
Pack of dogs.
Scooby trying to murder a ghost in the biplane.
The biplane. What could go wrong there?
Scooby running into a ghost pretending to be a train.
Yep.
Shaggy just catching a ghost in a drum and throwing a tuba on him.
Yep.
A big crate and a giant magnet to catch a robot.
Yep.
The special effects nonsense from What the Heck's Going On. And the best trap so far has been the Better Mouse Trap.
Yep.
Which is just pure Rube Goldberg, chaos.
Definitely.
So, what do you think of, just a mirror?
I mean, it does the work. I mean, it does what it's supposed to.
Yeah, it comes off without
it definitely works.
Honestly.
It's not looking at our list.
It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Well, Better Mousetrap is like, I think that's just that number one because like how ridiculously complex it is.
But then it works in the end, and it does,
Scooby goofs, but like
it works in the right way that it's needed.
It worked on Scooby the way it was supposed to, and Scooby falls on the ghost.
Yep.
The special effects was just a bizarre nonsense that went off with no problem whatsoever.
It definitely went off. Yeah, it definitely did.
I'd say this. I would put this above the Crate and the Magnet because this works how they want. Like even Fred's trap worked.
If he wasn't but he wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't technically the ghost clown, so it didn't work. But
Shaggy's trap worked better.
Right. Well, because they went after the actual clown versus the inflated person. So
does this mean that Shaggy's the expert trap maker?
He might be. Yeah, now he's an expert trap maker, guys. All right. So
just a simple mirror is now the third best trap of Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
A simple trap, guys.
So.
Okay. All right.
The Manifest of Monsters.
Okay.
Where do we put the ghost clown?
I mean, he still has the same outfit. He never changes.
Yeah.
And you don't like him.
When Harry the Hypnotist was with the circus, was he a clown in the circus or was he just the hypnotist?
That is a good question. I don't know what he was supposed to be.
I mean, in terms of looking terrifying, like he'd be at the top because clowns are terrifying.
Right, clowns are terrifying. Okay.
But I don't like this guy.
I don't like the clown either. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than the Ape Man and the Castle Ghost.
Yep.
He's more elaborate than I'd say the Minor 49er.
Right.
All he wants is petty revenge.
Yep.
So does that put him above
Minor 49er?
Well, okay, Indian Witch Doctor, his mode is like kidnap dogs. Right. His dog would be returned.
And be the number one dog.
Captain Cutler was pretty much stealing boats.
Yep.
Petty revenge is... I mean, that's a better motivation than those two things.
Yeah, I suppose. So what, is he going to be the number 4? Or do you want to put him above Charlie?
I almost say probably should go above. Charlie wasn't really a villain.
No, but
Charlie's design is so much better.
Yep. Okay.
But not as terrifying.
No, no, he's not as terrifying.
So yeah, I'd almost put him above Charlie.
Okay. Yeah, we can put him as the number 3 slot.
Because Pietro the Puppet Master, in a way, he's a little more
aggressive.
He's a little more terrifying for different reasons. He was more aggressive in trying to stop them with dropping things
from the set, from the ceiling.
He counterfeiting.
Yeah, major counterfeiting scandal in the basement.
And, Elias Kingston was that was a huge, elaborate, family scam.
Yeah, that
going on.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm fine with there.
All right.
So now it's time for the table of snacks.
Oh, boy.
How many Scooby snacks do you think this episode brought to the table?
I don't know. I don't think it'd be... Definitely not like the last few episodes where they were a solid 4. I don't think this one hits a solid 4 at all. I don't think so either.
This one really isn't a favorite of mine, not just because of the clown and the other stuff. It's it's their episode.
Yep.
This isn't if this one's on, I might not necessarily be
watching it.
Tempted to just sit down and watch it. Yeah. I would give this one maybe a 3.
Yeah.
If I'm being really generous.
Right. I'm thinking a 3.
I don't think it's terrible enough to be a 2.
No. Not as bad as the Hassle in the Castle.
But even that still got a 3, but that had a brilliant trap.
That's what made it a 3, because it had a brilliant trap.
Okay, a nice solid 3 for Bedlam.
All right. Sounds about right to me. All right.
All right. Again, that kind of brings things to wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess it does, huh?
10 episodes in.
Wow, that's pretty exciking.
Yeah.
I think we're cruising along here pretty nice.
Yeah, thank you all for listening,
Thank you all for your continued support.
Yeah, we appreciate it,
Definitely.
Feel free, any comments, reviews, ratings, wherever you guys are listening to us, any bit of feedback, is going to help us improve the content we give you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we appreciate any support,
Any support we appreciate. Yeah. Yep, we're good with that.
Neither one of us, because we like to be surprised with stuff. Like, we don't follow a whole lot of Scooby news on what's going on with different projects.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're wondering why we haven't talked about, things like, the Netflix cast, it's mostly because I'm not actively seeking out a whole lot of information.
No.
I know, as of recording this late March, that the rest of the main cast for Netflix Scooby's series has been cast.
Right, they've been revealed.
I don't remember anyone's names besides McKenna Grace as Daphne.
I don't remember either. So
I think it may have been Abby Rose as Velma.
Might be.
Looking it up real quick.
Maybe. If I can, get there.
Yeah.
If I can find it. Oh, look, our podcast pops up. Well, let's do cast.
I think Frank Welker is voicing Scooby yet. I think I saw that somewhere.
That might be, yeah. All right, here we go. So, you can look at it yourself and tell everybody.
Abby Ryder as Velma.
Okay.
Maxwell Jenkins as Fred. Okay. And Tanner Hagen as Shaggy.
Okay, I guess we'll have to see
I don't know.
I don't know any of them.
Any of them. I think. I know McKenna Grace I've seen in a couple of different stuff. Mostly I recognize her from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
Which is like kind of spiritual sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
Okay.
So at least she's got some ghostbusting in her history.
Well, that'll help with the live action then.
I think she's also was a younger version of Carol Danvers in the Captain Marvel movie.
Okay.
In a flashback scene.
Okay.
I know she was in, I believe, Young Sheldon as a character. I've seen her in things. I think she's a good enough actress. I think she'll do good in the role as Daphne. Anyone else off the top of my head, I can't think of anything I may have seen that they've been in.
Right. Yeah, I can't even think either.
One thing is a little interesting to note is it's an all-white cast for Mystery Inc. And that's
not a bad thing.
And that's not trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing that there should be diversity there.
Right.
I'm just making a note of it because last couple of instances have had more of a mixed cast. Like the live action Cartoon Network films.
Right.
I think what Velma was more Oriental.
I think
I'd say.
Yeah.
If I'm recalling that correctly.
Yeah.
Which again was not bad. Like I thought their choice of Velma there was fine and perfect.
Yep.
Obviously, big, huge, controversial take. HBO Max's Velma series.
Yep.
I know when that had its cast of characters revealed. How the cast was going to look. At least I had seen on some social media pages a lot of backlash at Asian Daphne, Black Norville, Indian Velma, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with those changes. Nowhere from my knowledge in the history of Scooby-Doo, has them being white
ever been a problem, ever been an issue,
ever been like important to their character.
Right.
You know, so like, yeah, I don't mind if you're changing up the races of these characters, which is why I do think it's interesting that Netflix is going with an all-white
cast.
Yep. But hey, you know, if these are the right people for the job, like, I'm willing to
watch it and see.
You know,
I mean, yeah, I'll give it a watch. You know, just to see. That's something we can, you know, show too in the near future. You know, that's the other thing too. If you guys would rather have us, you know, do the podcast on the live action versus Velma, you know, we can gladly swap them out. If that's, I'm just saying, you know, if that's, you know, more of an option, you know, even though I don't know when it's coming out, if it's coming out this year or next year, you know, I don't know yet.
I think it starts production in April.
Okay, so it should.
So by the time you're listening to this, it probably has already been into production.
All right, so I mean,
but that is what, you know. We'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah.
When we get there, we still have a long ways to go, so still has a chance to make it onto our podcast list, and you know. We'll gladly swap it out if you guys, you know, let us know if you want us to swap them out. We'll definitely, you know, work that in.
Guys, we haven't even started to cover any of the movies yet.
No, that'll be that. You know, you have to wait on those too.
We've got how many more series to go? How many more movies? Like,
exactly.
Guest appearances.
Definitely. Yeah, we got a while, guys. So I mean.
Yeah. Looking at the list of Scooby's guest appearances in other series, it's kind of a mess.
Definitely.
So I don't think we'll cover all of his many guest appearances. I'm kind of combing through the list and kind of picking and choosing appearances that I think are more easily accessible for us to watch.
Yep.
And ones that I think we'll enjoy a lot better than ones that will make us frustrated and want to quit the podcast.
We don't want that to happen. No, we want to keep doing this. You know, we want to keep showcasing it.
But I think that just about wraps up things for this week.
I think so too.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
We'll be back next week with a gaggle of galloping ghosts.
Yep.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
I don't know if I want to. That sounds like a tongue twister.
It's going to be fun.
It will definitely be a fun episode. We'll have to definitely be one that'll be more interesting. We'll have a lot more feedback on this one, I think. This next one will be definitely one for the books.
So we'll see you all then. And just remember, they would have gotten away with it too.
If it weren't for those meddling kids.